Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having an amazing day today. So today's video is going to be fun. It's going to be a get ready with me style video because Joe went on to Instagram showing a bunch of products that are going to be in an upcoming premium box. So let me just start this by saying previously we had actually talked to Joe about a brand takeover box in the future because, you know, they did one with Fenty Beauty a while back. And he said that he didn't see it in the foreseeable future. It was something that they couldn't really give us any details or any information or confirmation, nothing about it. But apparently the future is here. We now are seeing a full brand takeover box by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now I actually own several of the products that were shown in that picture, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to sit down and just play with those while we're talking about on camera. And so today's video is going to be a very colorful look because the eyeshadow palette is a very colorful palette, so we're just going to go with it. If you like these type of videos, make sure that you give this a big thumbs up. Also, make sure you're subscribed to my channel so that you don't miss out on any updates about Boxycharm. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so we got you zoomed in. We're going to go ahead and start playing with some makeup products. And for today's look, I'm going to start with the eyes. Because the first thing that we saw in the picture that Joe posted was the Norvina palette. This is the ABH Norvina Pro Pigment Volume 1. Now, I normally have this in the background. Like, I've actually got all my other Norvina palettes back there. I love these palettes. The pigmentation is so nice. But let me show you what it looks like. And by the way, this is a huge palette. Like, huge. Pretty much what drew me to this palette is all the purples in here. It's so pretty. The last time that she did a Norvina palette with Anastasia Beverly Hills, there was only like one purple in it. So I was really happy to see that there were a lot of purples in here and pink tones. And plus, if you're a neutral lover, there are some neutral tones in here, so you have a little bit more to play with. There's a lot of versatility in this palette, and I'll just tell you up front, I like it. Just in case you don't want to stay for the whole tutorial, me trying on everything, I'll have timestamps down below so you can skip on to the next item. But for those who are staying here, we're going to talk about Norvina, we're going to talk about the palette while we are playing with the eyeshadows. So the Norvina Volume 1 Pro Pigment Palette retails for $60. Now I know that's a little bit pricier compared to some other palettes, but you have to realize there are 25 shades in here. So you get a lot of product for that price. And also this has a rating of 4.7 out of 5 stars, so that's pretty good. And that's with 162 reviews. I kind of thought there would be more reviews than that, to be completely honest. 162, and it's been out for a while. I want to say it came out in 2019. So while I'm using the palette, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Norvina. And mostly because some people may not know who she is, so I figured I'll go over it in this video. So Norvina is actually the daughter of Anastasia Jouer, or Jouer, however you say her name. And Anastasia is the founder and creator of Anastasia Beverly Hills. And while most people know Anastasia Beverly Hills for their brow products, they are also pretty famous for their eyeshadow palettes. And Norvina launched her own collection, including this palette here, through ABH. Now, while her mother retains the role of CEO in the company, Anastasia is the president of the company, and she's in charge of things as marketing, working on campaigns, and designing products, including this palette here. This is part of the complete Norvina collection. Now, I thought they were going to do Norvina, honestly, under her entire brand, but I guess it makes more sense since they already have ABH set up to go ahead and do this under the same umbrella. So something that you may not know about Norvina is that Norvina is not actually her real name. Her real name is Claudia. At the time of her birth, her mother wasn't able to give her that name as they originally intended, so they decided to nickname her Norvina, and everyone calls her Norvina now. So I've actually been following Norvina for a while. I followed her whenever she first put out her original Norvina palette with Anastasia Beverly Hills, and that one didn't look like the huge palette we have now. It was much smaller, and I actually have it here. I've had it for a while, so it's a little bit dirty. And yeah, you can tell this one's loved because it's so dirty. I went in with this palette so many times. Norvina, her whole thing, I started following her on Instagram, and her whole aesthetic was purple this, purple that, pink this, like purples and pinks were her thing. So whenever they launched this one, I was kind of disappointed that there weren't more vibrant colors in here. So while this one didn't really feel like her, this new palette feels so much more like her. I followed her on Instagram because I was loving her eyeshadow looks, her hair, oh my gosh, her hair. There for the longest time, she was changing the color of her hair, And honestly, it's probably what got me started doing my hair. There's one picture of her specifically that I'm going to have this hair one day. I think it's so incredibly beautiful. If you have seen any of her promotional campaigns, especially for like all of the Pro Pigment palettes, the full size ones and the mini ones, which by the way, they're $29. So if you like this palette and you want to try more from her, that's an affordable way to get more of her collection. Everything from the set design to her, like the outfits, the hair, the makeup, they have been doing so good with that. Okay, and I'm sorry I have to be quiet for this part. I cannot cut my crease while I'm talking. I'll be honest with you guys, I'm still so surprised that this palette is going to be in the box because this is a humongous palette. I had seen it teased in several different surveys that we were going to possibly get it, but I figured it was going to be like the Luxe box or something. The fact that they have an entire box is going to be Anastasia, I'm just shocked. There is a lot of pigmentation to these colors. You just honestly have to take your time blending, and because I want the blend to be seamless, that's why I go over it several times with the shade, and I want to pack it up to the intensity that I want. I think I've worn a similar look like this in a previous video, and I had several people asking me to do it, and I was just a little bit intimidated to show it on camera because this is a process, but hopefully it turns out okay for you guys today. So I went ahead and did the other eye and mascara and did foundation and concealer off camera to save a little bit of time. And by the way, I used the Huda Beauty. This is the Overachiever concealer. I swear, I put the tiniest little bit here and it just spread out everywhere. That stuff is full coverage. Kicking myself for not filming it. But anyways, the next item that we're going to use that was also in the box of products, the ABH Loose Setting Powder. This retails for $38 and it has a 4.6 out of 5 stars on Sephora.com and with 785 reviews. So many people enjoy this. I didn't buy it from Sephora. I actually got this from TJ Maxx. I want to say it was like $10. This is one of the few makeup products I bought last year, and honestly, I didn't need it. I did not need another setting powder at the time, but I saw it and I'm like, when am I going to see it at that price again? Little did I know it was going to be in Boxycharm. But anyways, I have this one to try out. I'm assuming that if it's going to be a setting powder, I'm hoping there's going to be multiple shades that you can choose from. So maybe it's going to be like a customization for May. They haven't actually said what month this is going to be in, but April is pretty much already locked in, but May isn't. What if it's May? It may be coming that soon. Actually, you know, that concealer, I did not set it right away, and I've been talking on camera, and it's not creased yet. Dang, that's a good concealer. But anyways, I'm just going to take the powder on a dry beauty blender and try that. Just set the under eye. I don't normally like translucent setting powders just because I like something a little bit more of a base so it doesn't give you that white cast. But if it does, then it'll be perfect for the under eye area because there I don't really mind so much, a little bit more, you know, for brightening unless you're taking photos. But for brightening, it's not bad. Alright, so while that is on there baking, I'm going to go ahead and finish up the lower lash line. And I'm just going to basically do the same steps that I did in the upper. I'm going with the same colors. And again, everything will be listed down below in case you're curious. I swear this is one of the most intense eye looks I have done in a long time on here. And I know this is not everyone's cup of tea, so if you don't like really bright, bold looks like this, I will be using this palette a few more times in the future up until it comes out in the actual box, and even then we'll have an unboxing. I will be using this several different ways, and I'm going to be doing like different neutral looks as well so that everyone can kind of get a feel for it, and whenever you get it in your box then you kind of have a little bit of a guideline to go off of. So I'm just wiping away that baking powder and kind of pressing it into my skin. And just taking whatever's left on the brush and going on my forehead with it. And I know my makeup looks a little bit weird here, but I have one of those zit patches, or the acne patches. I'm the world's worst for picking at those, so I've actually been using it to kind of help it after I've picked on it so that I remember not to touch it again. So I'm keeping it in place. So I'm sorry if it looks weird. I'm just hoping that if I keep it there, it'll heal a lot quicker. But that setting powder did really good. I have one from Hourglass that is my favorite, and I don't really use it except on special occasions. But I think I like the feel and the look of this one a lot better. Like, it blurred out so many imperfections in my trouble areas. Ooh, so glad to be putting in some warmth back into my face. I don't have a ABH bronzer, or I would be using it in this video. I need to get like a bunch of ABH and maybe do like a full face. I didn't even get to use the brow pencils of hers. I have them, but they dried out. I've been going through my makeup slowly but surely, and that one is dried out. So the next item that we saw in the box is a set of lashes, and these were a launch that Norvina did. While I don't have the ones from Norvina, I do have the ones that I got from a previous box. They're Glamnetic, so I'm just going to put these on really quickly. But the price on those are anywhere between $12 and $14, and they have a fairly good amount of reviews. For Sephora.com, they have a 4.1 out of 5 stars and 520 reviews. So a lot of people really enjoy those. Man, I'm still getting used to these Glamnetic lashes. Sorry, there's not really anything exciting to say about lashes. Either you love lashes or you don't. And this next item is probably my second favorite out of all the items that we saw in that video today. This is their loose highlighter, and the shade that I have is Snowflake. This was part of their holiday collection. I want to say it was 2019, and it was a 3-pack set that you could get, or you can buy them individually. I didn't buy this one from Sephora. I bought this from TJ Maxx, I think. I go there too much. I love TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Okay? But this is no longer on these 4 websites, so I couldn't look up any reviews for it. But just from my personal experience, I love this. If you're new to loose highlighters, I think this is a really good one to start with. Now, I'm not pouring this out into the cap like I normally would, just where it's been loose and moving around. It's kind of got moved around a little bit here in the top here. So I'm just going to put my brush in with whatever is left on there. Just whatever is floating around, we're going to put that on the brush. And you need to tap it off because it's intense. But it is just so pretty. And this is, like I said, their lightest shade, but it's just a nice icy color. Whew. The tiniest amount goes a super, super long way, so you don't need to go crazy with it. It's so pretty. I absolutely love this highlighter. Now the next 2 items are lip products. We have the ABH lip gloss and liquid lipstick. Now while I don't have any of the lip glosses to show you, I swear I had one. I don't know if I decluttered it because I've been buying their glosses and lipsticks for a while. I do have a lot of the lipsticks, and it's so odd. I have mostly nudes and reds. These 4 were in the Norvina collection. Whenever she released one of her palettes, she did a set of corals. I bought those and I absolutely love them. The rest of these are nudes with the exception of this one. This one's actually been discontinued. It's Sad Girl. It may actually be dried up, but this was one of my favorite liquid lipsticks for the longest time. And I used to wear it a lot in my videos, but I had to stop because people would ask where they could get it and it wasn't available anymore. I had no idea, and I didn't want to keep aggravating people putting on something that you can actually purchase. But the retail value on the liquid lipstick is $20, and it has over 4,000 reviews, and it has a 3.8 out of 5 star. The lip gloss, that retails for $16, and it has a 4.5 out of 5 stars with over 1,600 reviews. So a lot of people really, really enjoy their lip products. So which of these am I going to try on? Let's try this one. This is in the shade Hudson. This isn't even all the liquid lipsticks that I have from her. I have a ton of them. I keep in a little storage organizer over here. I have so many, but I'm so happy with all of them. Alright, well here is the final look using a lot of the items that were in today's spoiler video. What do you think of the look? I feel really, really pretty right now. I know this is a super intense eye look and not everyone is up for something like this. But again, this palette, I'm going to be using it many times in the future and giving you guys some different looks with it. I'm going to try some more neutral looks in the future so that if you're scared by all the color, it'll kind of give you an idea how you can incorporate it into your everyday look. I forgot to say earlier that this isn't confirmed. This is all speculation, but for Boxycharm to be showing one specific box with a bunch of ABH, it is my best guess that it's going to be an ABH takeover. I'm really excited for that, and guys, make sure to comment down below your thoughts on it. I think it's going to be in May. It's not confirmed. Everything's just kind of up in the air right now, but I don't think they would be showing this many products if it wasn't right around the corner. If you have any of these in your collection, make sure you leave a comment down below letting everyone know what you think of it in case anyone's wanting to check it out and see other people's experiences aside from my own. But thank you so much for taking time to hang out today, guys. I really appreciate it. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do so that you are up to date on everything Boxycharm and doing some makeup try-ons, reviews, just makeup in general. I love it. And skincare. I love you all. Hope you're having a great day, a great night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.